That's an aircraft flown by NOAA and the U.S. Air Force, and as I'm sure you guessed already, they are flying inside the eye of Hurricane Erin. I wanted you to see this because that storm turned into a Category 5 hurricane around the same time as this flight, and the way it picked up is absolutely insane. In fact, in the history of the Atlantic, only a few storms have ever become so powerful in just 24 hours. The wind speed went up from 75 miles per hour to 160 miles per hour in a day, so you can understand that this is not a normal storm anymore. In fact, it reminds me a lot of the two hurricanes that wreaked havoc in the US at the end of last year. Those were also categorized as once-in-a-century storms, and what's crazy is that another aircraft flown by NOAA made a similar flight just before Hurricane Helene tore through North Carolina. Now, so far, this new hurricane has created tropical storm conditions for Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands.
Oh my God, Ryan.
While all of this is happening, people have been reporting more and more clips of chemtrails in the skies over, guess where, North Carolina and Florida. I'm just worried that even if this doesn't hit our coast directly, the next one might, and I don't like what they're doing in our skies. And as if this wasn't bad enough already, parts of the US are still getting hammered by severe weather events. Now, moving on, let's talk about this water tax that's going up all over the country at the same time. In Utah, for instance, they just approved an 11% increase to the water tax.
Stephen and Julie Kenyon are already on a fixed income, and this additional tax will be another hit to their wallet.
In Pittsburgh, they're hiking up the water bill by a staggering 33%.
St. Petersburg city leaders are moving forward with plans to raise utility rates, even as some residents complain that their current water bills just don't add up.
I went to the house and turned the water off, and we still got that $2,000 bill.
In places like San Diego, people are forced to pay up to $488 extra for water in the name of fixing pipes and other stuff.
Jenny Rose's latest water bill just jumped by $250, and this isn't a time when she can afford to throw any money down the drain.
But that's just the tip of the iceberg. You see, in a lot of counties, the water bill is not just going up this year, it's going to keep increasing for years and years to come. Just take DeKalb County in Georgia, which is home to about 760,000 people. Well, they just started a program that will increase the water and sewage bill by 10% every year until 2034. They say they're doing it to provide relief to low-income households, but the fact remains most people simply cannot deal with this extra financial burden. People are barely scraping by even after working multiple jobs.
Hey TikTok, I'm just on here wondering if anybody's feeling the same way I'm feeling. I'm from Illinois, and I feel like the gas prices and the electric bills and the prices of food is just so overwhelming anymore. Like, I'm wondering if anybody else is feeling like they're drowning and they can't get out. I work overtime and I cannot get above water. I mean, I literally have no gas for next week. It was either that or get a few groceries to get by. I hit my local food pantries. I'm just wondering if anybody else feels like they're drowning. But anyway, I hope everybody has a great day.
And this has been going on for quite some time now. In fact, some lawmakers even spoke up against this insane policy that's spreading in just about every state.
Water is a human right. We can't live without it. But far too often, our government treats it as just another product to be sold. In Michigan, the Great Lakes Water Authority voted to increase water rates by 5.9% and sewage rates by 4.5%. They approved these unaffordable increases despite unanimous and passionate public opposition, Mr. Speaker.
Now, of course, if you just dig a little bit, you'll find out that at the end of the day, all these policies are coming straight from the World Economic Forum.
Today, carbon pricing, ETSs, carbon taxes already cover about 25% of global emissions, right? We should actually look at scaling this, right, to cover all 100% of carbon emissions. And beyond carbon, let's think about other aspects of nature that are easier to quantify. We probably will not be able to quantify everything on day one, but what about water, right? That's also quite possible for us to start integrating systematically into current trading carbon pricing mechanisms.
It's a review on the economics of water, and we will be looking at the value of water and considering different novel economic policy measures, of which one may be, for example, putting some form of price on water.
Look, I don't like going on and on about the same issue, but you can't deny that for some reason we are allowing a globalist organization to dictate our policies and no one is talking about it. So share this video, because if this water nonsense keeps going, pretty soon a lot of Americans are not even gonna be able to afford showers. Another story I want to share is all about Colorado using eminent domain to basically steal farmland.
So let me tell you about this really gruesome thing going on in my beloved home state of Colorado. And our governor's fingerprints are all over it. And it is the rewilding effort that's going on, which is also similar and tied in a way, if you will, to the carbon pipeline that's going on as a part of the new Green Deal. Both of them seek to take farmers and ranchers' land out from underneath them through eminent domain. Let me explain. So you've got these fanatics that show up at the Colorado State Parks and Wildlife Commission meeting. This guy like Glenn Parton, you can go Google him.
Oh, don't worry, I Googled him and he really is insane.
The conclusion that the only real way to solve the wolf livestock conflict is for the federal government to buy out ranches and private property holdings in the most remote regions of the Rocky Mountains, so wolves can live in peace and privacy. The federal buyout should be voluntary to begin with, based on fair market prices. A second point, for those unwilling to act in the common good, the federal government should use the right of eminent domain as authorized in the Fifth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution.
You heard what he's saying, right? And if you think this is just some nutjob spreading mindless propaganda, you're sorely mistaken. In Colorado, they use eminent domain to steal land basically every other day. It could be in the name of some water project, or they could just take your land and give it to a power company. They even stole a chunk of land from a 96-year-old family farm because a housing developer wanted to install a drainage pipe in that area. Now, some farms take these crooks to court, but most ranchers and farmers just don't have the money to do that. We're already losing our farmers thanks to a bunch of other problems.
Oh, we just found out we're not going to be able to get any irrigation water, which shuts us down as ranchers.
JBS is a Brazilian-owned company based here in the United States, and they control 85% of the beef industry all across the U.S. Now, the American rancher has nowhere else to sell their cattle unless they're selling it locally. So they have to sell it to JBS for pennies on the dollar. And JBS is taking that product, turning it around, and making billions of dollars off of U.S. consumers.
And now we're just taking away their land and giving it to wolves because some nutjob decided it was the right thing to do. I'm telling you, this is an organized effort to break our food supply chain. In the past, they used to do this by pushing family farms out of business. Now they're just blatantly taking away land from generational farmers by using eminent domain, and that cannot go on. Now, I want to end this video by sharing a rather creepy surveillance story. They're not just coming for your face anymore. Now they want your eyes. Homeland Security has just struck a deal with B2 to give ICE advanced iris biometric scanners that can identify someone in seconds from virtually anywhere. This isn't sci-fi. These devices can capture the unique patterns in your eyes from a distance, even in challenging lighting, and link them instantly to massive government databases. Officials frame it as a faster, more accurate way to confirm identities, but privacy experts warn it's another leap towards a surveillance state where every physical feature is tracked, stored, and cross-referenced. Once iris scans become routine, the tech can be quietly built into cameras, drones, or even phones, creating a system that knows exactly who you are without you ever speaking a word. And just like facial recognition, it will start with targeted use before expanding far beyond what they admit today. The question isn't whether this tech will spread, it's how invisible they can make it before you notice it's everywhere. We're going to wrap up today's video right there. What do you think about this flight through the hurricane? Also, what are your thoughts on this ever-increasing water tax? Let me and the rest of the community know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, thank you for watching today's video, and I'll see you in the next one.